Good afternoon, guys. What is going on? Hope everybody's enjoying the last day of the weekend. So Saturday now, already 4 o'clock in the day. We've had quite the eventful morning here. Spent quite a bit of the morning editing yesterday's video, uploading that, had some issues with that, but that was done. Honestly, if you guys have not seen yesterday's video, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, go back to yesterday's video, watch that. I don't know for sure, maybe you guys can let me know, but that might have been one of the best videos that I did. The editing was really, really good. Lots of drone footage in that, a lot of cool trucks. So go back, check that out. Let me know, leave a comment what you guys think of, thought of yesterday's video. So give this video a big thumbs up for me. So beyond that, we did that, we got home. Then I get a phone call from the bank saying, oh, somebody was trying to use your credit card. Well, you know how that goes. It's like, you know, holy crap, you know, blah, blah, blah. So dealing with all the crap behind the scenes of that, changing passwords, this and that, it just has, that's just, oh, it's terrible. It really, I hate dealing with that kind of stuff. You know, people work really hard for what they have, and to have somebody just, you know, come in there for whatever reason, you know, it sucks, man. It really sucks. So that is the reason kind of why we are just getting out to the garage now on this beautiful, beautiful Saturday afternoon. I was going to say morning, but it is really, really nice outside. Slight breeze, so it's a really nice day out here. It's actually still, like I've been mentioning, the weather is still, it's probably about 80 degrees today. So a nice day nonetheless. So just one quick last mention. Today, right now, this is your last chance to get in on the giveaway. It's by the time you're watching this, it's Sunday, so at the end of today, Sunday is the deadline where it gets cut off. You know, we're giving away $1,000 cash. We're giving away an air dog. Every 20 bucks you spend on wrenchworks.com gets you one entry, unlimited entries. So if you guys are interested in getting some of that stuff, today is your last day. Not that you can get closed, you can still get closed past that like I've been mentioning, but for the giveaway, that's it. So make sure you guys go check out wrenchworks.com, and that's it. So what do we got on the plate for today, Greg? Well, let's just talk about that, seeing that it's already almost 4 o'clock. So what I thought we would do, and also the only thing that I did get accomplished today, I think we're gonna try and mount our shifter. So as you guys know, we got the transmission in somewhat. We haven't really figured out the cross member thing yet, also because we haven't figured out the whole rear thing yet, also because the cow tracks are not in yet. So a lot of pending waiting parts here, but I figured for a project we could try and mount this. So the general idea here is to have this shifter, and it's got a flat bottom here that uses like a 4-bolt pattern, so we obviously need to make a flat plate that kind of goes to that'll bolt here. Also, just another flat plate that would bolt to basically the cab or the floor of the cab, and then basically run a tube or a square stock or whatever you want at whatever angle you want to try and position this. So it's going to take a little weaseling to kind of figure out exactly where we want this, where would it be a comfortable position. The only thing, like I've mentioned before, is there's no real center bench to kind of rest your elbow here. So we're gonna just kind of figure out where the most comfortable position is for this thing right now with this bench seat with no flip down place to put your elbow. So one quick mention, and I will say this now for sure, the interior of this truck is definitely going to be getting changed up. All I can say is that the bench seat will probably not be staying too long, so this mount will probably not be the most permanent thing. We're obviously still going to make it as nice as it would be if it was permanent, but the location of it is definitely going to need to change when we maybe get rid of this bench seat for something else different. But for now, we're going to sit in here for a little while, reflect on our life and people trying to steal all of our stuff, and figure out where the most comfortable position for this would be. Then, like I mentioned, we're going to make like a square plate here, square plate for this. I actually went and picked up some heavy-duty square plate, flat plate, whatever you want to call it. One for the shifter, one for here. We'll trace out the outline of what it needs to be, how big I think it needs to be on the floor. And then we actually had this way overkill 2-inch DOM tubing from some traction bars that we made for one of the other trucks, and I think that'll be plenty tall enough. We'll be able to angle that, and then we can really burn it in and make it solid. That way when we're slapping for the next gear, we know that it's not going to fall over on us. So that's the plan. Here is just a quick shot of the base plate that's going to go to the floor, and the small one that actually is going to fit, I believe when it gets bolted on there, it fits inside of this little cover piece here. So this cover piece kind of sits down below where it bolts to it. So I'm going to try and make it the inside diameter of this little cover piece. So those are the two sections we're going to cut out. Then all we really got to do is figure out the angle of the pipe, and we'll be good to go. One quick thing that I keep seeing in the comment section quite often is the scaliness of what is this frame. Now, this isn't really rot. This is kind of just surface rust stuff that would probably clean up very, very easily. I've cleaned up many of frames on the other trucks with Por 15 and the Rust-Oleum frame undercoating, stuff like that. But for this truck right now, yes, the back is completely exposed. Yes, I could probably drop the fuel tank down a little bit to get pretty much the whole back half. But if you guys have listened closely, and I've seen a couple people, we have bigger plans for this, for the winter, for upcoming after this racing season is done, which is only really one, maybe another 2 events. The cab can probably come off. I mean, you guys know where I'm going with this truck. I mean, I would just wait, and there's nothing worse than coating it with something now that if I decide to do the whole frame once everything is apart, I don't want it to be mismatched, or let's just say we get crazy and powder coat the whole thing. It's easier just to start with it bare, fresh, untouched. You know, I'm not going to, you know, do the frame when I still have all of the front stuff and the cab still on. And not with this truck anyway, not with this truck. So yes, it would be nice to clean up the frame, get the back done, but that's not the plan. The plan is we need to get the performance stuff done. You guys want to see burnouts more than you want to see me paint a frame. So that is kind of where we're headed. And then this winter time, we can tear it all apart again and do it all, you know, like I said, maybe we'll get crazy and powder coat it. Who knows? All right, so that is gonna go like that. This plate is then going to sit something kind of like so. And what we are also going to do that I thought would be a cool touch is, obviously you can see this tube is hollow, and that shifter has wires that have to go to the transmission. So instead of having the wires go down and around and through the floor or whatever, I think we are going to actually drill holes in this bottom plate and this top plate, run the wires through the shifter, drill a new hole for those wires to go through, and then kind of do it like that so it's all hidden, drill another hole through the floor. I mean, yes, we are drilling a hole through the floor, but again, this is not a restoration project. I've said that a million times, but that is pretty much how it's going to sit. Kind of just like that. And again, once we change the bench seat, it might have to change. We could even move it over a little bit, rotate this a little bit, off center it, kind of get it however we want. I wanted it somewhat out of the way and a little lower because, again, your arm doesn't have a place to rest on, so naturally when you're driving, your arm wants to kind of droop a little lower. So it also, the handle kind of sticks up high. If we had this mount the base up here, then the handle would be up even further. So I made it a little lower. Honestly, I might even put this back in here and shorten this again. I'm not exactly sure. The pipe was too hot before when I was looking at it, but might even drop this down so the base is even a little closer to the seat, because the handle sticks up like 8 or 10 inches. So I don't want to be like, you know, Billy Big Rig Trucker and all the way up here on top of the dash. So I want to kind of get it as low as possible. But those are your pieces. So the other thing you do have to do when you get this Muldoon switched shifter here, you do have to take these covers off to try and get this cover completely over them. Otherwise the switches kind of stick out a little too far, so you kind of have to push them a little bit inward, kind of like that, to get that over. So I put this down on here because I wanted to try and make sure that this was covered, and the holes are in a little bit of a different position. So we did that, we got that centered where the cover is going to cover this entire metal piece here, just to make sure for mock-up. So got that. We can drill the holes. We can pretty much secure that to there. And then what I was talking about, the wires, you can see how they had them coming out of this hole right here, which is obviously not where our main pipe support is going to probably come, somewhere around here. So what we're going to end up doing is drilling another hole here, drilling a hole through here once our pipe is welded on here, and then run the wires directly through the shifter, through the pipe, down into the pipe, through the floor, right on top of where our shifter would be. So that's how we're going to do that. That way you can basically see 0 wires the entire time, and the only thing that you'll really see is this cable going down through the floor and through the shifter. So in a nutshell, that is where we are at with the shifter installation. Mount really isn't too bad. It's really only 3 pieces, 2 angles on the pipe, and we're good to go. Alrighty guys, back out here with the flashlight, of course, because we don't have any light. But seeing that we use such thick a material, I think my welder definitely had some problems even tacking it, even though I'm the most inexperienced person probably in the world. But anyway, it is tacked up. It's ready for full weld tomorrow, but that is somewhat of an idea. Let me try and hold it for you. Get it in position. Pretty much where it's going to sit, kind of just like that. Pretty low profile. I don't know how much you can see. Of course, I'm blocking the light. That might help. There we go. So that'll get bolted just like that. Hopefully you can't see my extremely crappy tack welds, but that'll be like that. I'm trying to hold this, but that'll be, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. That's pretty much, I mean, everyone's going to be a little different, whether you have shorter arms, longer arms, a bench seat, not a bench seat. This is just kind of where I felt was comfortable for me, low profile enough to kind of not extremely stick out like a sore thumb, even though I know it will. But we'll get this fully welded up tomorrow. We'll get it painted. We'll actually get the holes drilled, get it mounted. Hopefully, maybe this will be almost done and the wires ran at the end of tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow we don't have so many issues getting started, and we can get out here, get somewhat of a full day in, and make some headway, boys and girls. It's just one last quick look at the shifter mount, all tacked up, ready to go. We're actually going to give this to our man, Dan, who is going to get this welded up in the morning for us. So he said he would swing by in the morning, come pick it up, and that is what we are going to do. Once he's done with that in the morning, we'll get that thing, get the holes drilled, get it fully bolted up, ready to go. We'll check that off the list. So definitely not exactly the way I saw today going, but in life it's important to roll with the punches. Today was definitely certainly one of them. Had a lot of things come up in the way, and we really didn't get the full Saturday day progress that I was hoping for. But again, it happens. What are you going to do about it? There's not much you can do about it, but try and do the best you can. So that's what we did. That's what we got done today. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure today, again, if you didn't place your order to get in on the giveaway, you're missing out. I appreciate everyone who has ordered thus far. Thank you guys so much. Me and Allie, thank you guys a lot, a ton. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the support. It means a lot. It means a ton. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. Go to wrenchworks.com. Get entered in that giveaway. It is ending today, tonight, and then we're done. But we still will have clothes. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hit that like button before you leave. Subscribe if you have not already. See you guys tomorrow. See ya.